Chris Pruitt for 5. Recently, several videos have been made about the decline of the NBA, down 45% in ratings since 2020. Do you think the increase of threes has caused it? I think there's a lot of different reasons that we've seen a decline in NBA ratings. We've talked about this before. It's not just one thing. It's not just the style of play. It's not just the fact that all of these stars are constantly taking games off and taking breaks. It's not just the fact that all of them are so buddy-buddy now. There's no real rivalries that are as hate-filled as what we used to see in the NBA. It's not just because they embraced Black Lives Matter and got down there and kneeled on the court for the national anthem like the bitches they are. There are a lot of reasons why the NBA has declined in ratings, but it was certainly embarrassing for them because Christmas used to be their day. Christmas used to be the NBA day where you had 4 or 5 games that were oftentimes between big stars and stuff like that. People would tune in. Well, a couple years ago, the NFL said, you know what? I think we'd like to play on Christmas too. That did not work so well for the NBA. And even now, even as LeBron James is standing up there in the aftermath of their victory over the Warriors and saying, hey, I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day. It clearly is not. NFL smashes NBA in viewership after LeBron claims Christmas is our day. And it's not like these were great games. They were both kind of blowout games, specifically the Ravens-Texans game. That was a blowout game. Chiefs-Steelers, a little more competitive early on, but obviously the Chiefs went on to win that game very, very easily. But they had 25 million people watching them on Netflix. 24.2 million average viewership of the NFL's Christmas doubleheader, 5.25 million average viewership of the NBA's Christmas games. Keep in mind, these NBA Christmas games were simulcast on ESPN and ABC. And basically all 5 of their games combined couldn't even stack up to the average ratings of one of the NFL games that were played. That's what we're talking about here. Here are the numbers. Chiefs Steelers, 24.1 million. Ravens Texans, 24.3 million. Knicks Spurs, Celtics, 76ers, Timberwolves Mavs, Lakers Warriors was the big one, and that was the big matchup of the night. 7.7 million. Nuggets Suns. So no, Christmas does not belong to the NBA anymore. With the drastic problems with viewership that they've had, even their day can't save them from embarrassment.
Yep. And on top of that, you had to have a Netflix subscription to watch those football games.
Yeah, and I do think that those were the 2 most streamed games we've seen.
Right.
Obviously, it's always going to depend when that's happening and things like that. Maybe if this had been a Thanksgiving Day game, we usually have massive ratings. Maybe that could have been bigger. Who knows?
Right.
Obviously, now for the NFL, you have to have a subscription to like fucking 5 different streaming services and cable if you actually want to get all of the games at some point in time. So that's certainly been frustrating for some NFL fans. But when you look at the numbers, Netflix subscription required, 25 million people watching these games on average compared to something like the NBA, which has traditionally been the NBA's day. That is the NBA's day, but people like LeBron James, commissioners like Adam Silver, they have helped in this massive decline we've seen in the NBA. So I don't think anyone should feel sorry for them that they got the shit kicked out of them by the NFL, this is now the NFL's day. And it will probably always be. They'll figure out a way, whenever these games are, to put NFL games on Christmas because they know not any real competition from the NBA.